Shalom, my friend. It is so good to see you again. Please make yourself comfortable. There is a weight I see on your shoulders today, a certain tension in the air around you. It's a familiar energy, one I see more and more in this modern world. It's the energy of noise, of constant, unrelenting hype. Every day, isn't it so? A new miracle is proclaimed from the digital mountaintops. This stock will change everything. This coin is the future. Get in now or be left behind forever. The voices are so loud, so insistent. They create a storm of excitement and anxiety, a whirlwind of FOMO, the fear of missing out. They promise the world, wrapped in a beautiful shiny package. They tell you that with one click, with one clever move, you can catch lightning in a bottle. And the pressure to join the frenzy, to buy the hype, can feel immense, almost crushing. It's a feeling that makes you question your own judgment, your own pace. Am I being too cautious, you might ask? Is everyone else seeing a truth that I am missing? This feeling, this pressure, is a powerful force. It can lead good people, smart people, to make hasty decisions, to abandon their carefully laid plans and chase after these shimmering phantoms. They buy the ticket, they join the circus, hoping to witness the magic trick up close. But more often than not, the magic is just smoke, and the beautiful package, when you finally get to open it, is empty. And this leaves them not with wealth, but with regret, with the hollow feeling of having been fooled by the noise. But I want to tell you, this is not a new problem. Not at all. The battle between alluring hype and underlying substance is as old as humanity itself. It is a fundamental test of character. In our tradition, we have a concept for the inner strength required to face this test. It is called Gevurah. Now, when people hear the word Gevurah, they often think of strength, of power, maybe a mighty warrior. And that is one meaning, yes. But the deeper, more profound meaning of Gevurah is about discipline. It is about restraint. It is the power not to act. It is the strength to draw a boundary, to say no, and to hold fast to your principles when the entire world is screaming at you to let go. It is the quiet, internal fortitude that allows you to see through the noise and wait for the signal. It is the courage to be disciplined when everyone else is being reckless. There is perhaps no greater example of a leader who understood the difference between hype and value than the wisest of all men, King Solomon, Shlomo HaMelech. His wisdom was legendary, so much so that his fame spread to the farthest corners of the known world. And this fame, this ultimate hype, brought many visitors to Jerusalem, not just to trade or pay homage, but to test him, to see if the stories were true. The most famous of these challengers was the Queen of Sheba, a powerful, intelligent, and fabulously wealthy monarch in her own right. She did not travel for weeks across the harsh desert simply to be impressed. She came to probe, to challenge, to see if Solomon's wisdom was genuine or if he was, to use our modern term, just another guru selling smoke. She came to see if he could distinguish the hype from the reality. Imagine the scene. The queen arrives in Jerusalem with a magnificent caravan, camels laden with the most exotic spices, with chests of gold and precious gems. The entire city is buzzing. This is the ultimate spectacle. The hype is palpable. Everyone, from the guards at the gate to the servants in the palace, is caught up in the magnificent display. The queen is brought before Solomon in his great hall. After the formal greetings, she begins her tests. She asks him riddles that are fiendishly clever, questions designed to trap him in paradoxes. And Solomon, with his calm and patient wisdom, answers each one, unraveling the knots with ease. But the queen saves her masterstroke for last. It is a test not of knowledge but of perception, a test of Gevurah. She presents Solomon with a challenge that silences the entire court. Her servants bring forward 2 exquisite bouquets of flowers. They appear utterly identical. The colors of the petals, the green of the leaves, the delicate shape of the blossoms, they are perfect mirror images. "Great king," the queen declares, her voice ringing through the hall, "your wisdom is indeed great, but can it pierce the veil of illusion? One of these bouquets was grown in my royal gardens, a work of nature's perfection. The other was crafted by my most skilled artisans, a flawless imitation made of silk and wax. They look identical. They are placed at an equal distance. You may not leave your throne, nor may you touch them or send a servant to inspect them. Now tell me, O wise King Solomon, which is real and which is the fake?" A hush falls over the court. The tension is thick. The courtiers are whispering amongst themselves. "It's impossible. They are the same. Some point to the one on the right, convinced its color is a fraction more vibrant. Others argue for the left, certain its form is more natural. The noise begins to build. Everyone has an opinion, a gut feeling, a hot tip. They are caught in the hype of the moment, gambling their guesses based on pure surface appearance. This is the exact dilemma of the modern investor, is it not? You are presented with two opportunities. They both look incredible. They have flashy websites, convincing stories, and armies of followers singing their praises. The hype is deafening, and you are told you must decide right now from a distance without the ability to truly inspect the fundamentals. The pressure is to make a guess, to follow the crowd, to buy the hype. But what does Solomon do? Does he make a snap judgment? Does he listen to the loudest voices in his court? No. He exercises Gevurah. He demonstrates the strength of discipline and restraint. He sits quietly on his throne, observing, thinking. He knows that a hasty guess has a 50% chance of being wrong, and for a king whose reputation is built on wisdom, that is an unacceptable risk. More importantly, he knows that every object, no matter how perfect its disguise, must interact with the world according to its true nature. So, Solomon does something simple, yet brilliant. He turns to a guard and says, "Open the large window to the gardens." The guard obeys, and a warm breeze flows into the hall, carrying the scent of the palace gardens. The court waits, confused. What is the king doing? He isn't looking at the flowers. He's looking at the window. And then, it happens. A single honeybee, attracted by the light and the scent from the open window, buzzes into the great hall. It circles once, twice, ignoring the chattering courtiers. It flies past the throne, and then, without a moment's hesitation, it flies directly to the bouquet on the right and lands gently on a blossom, seeking the nectar within. A collective gasp ripples through the court. The bee has revealed the secret. Solomon smiles calmly. "The bee has answered for me," he proclaims. It is drawn to life, to the true nature of a flower. The bouquet on the right is the real one. The Queen of Sheba is astounded, not by the magic of it, but by the profound wisdom and patience of the method. Solomon did not guess. He did not follow the hype. He refused to play the game on the queen's terms. Instead, he created a process, a reliable test based on first principles, to reveal the underlying truth. He used the discipline of Gevurah to ignore the noise and find the signal. He knew that true value doesn't need to shout. It simply needs to be tested against reality. The bee wasn't fooled by the hype, and neither was Solomon. This story, my friend, is the essence of how we should approach the noisy marketplace of investments. The world will constantly present us with two bouquets, one of real intrinsic value and one of clever man-made hype. Our task is to be like Solomon. So how do we apply this ancient wisdom today? It comes down to three core practices, all rooted in this story. First, we must cultivate Gevurah, the strength of discipline. This is your throne. This is your refusal to be rushed. When a new miracle investment appears and the pressure is on to buy now, your Gevurah is the voice that says, "Wait, let me think, let me observe." It's the power to close the browser tab, to turn off the financial news and to stick to your own timeline, not the markets. It is the discipline to not be swayed by the courtiers, all shouting their guesses. It is the strength to be boring when everyone else is chasing excitement. This is immensely difficult. It requires a deep trust in your own process over the madness of the crowd. Second, we must develop our bee test. This is our process of due diligence. Solomon knew the nature of a bee and the nature of a flower. We must understand the nature of value. Before you put a single dollar into anything, you must have a reliable method to test its reality. This is what our tradition calls cheshbon hanefesh, an accounting of the soul, but applied to our finances. We must do an accounting of the investment. Ask the hard questions. What is the business model? Does it generate real revenue? Does it have a history of profitability? Who are the leaders? What is its intrinsic value, separate from its hyped-up stock price? Is it a real flower that can provide nectar, or is it a beautiful but sterile imitation? Your B might be your ability to read a balance sheet, your understanding of industry trends, or your network of trusted advisors. Whatever it is, you must trust the test, not the hype. A real business, like a real flower, will stand up to scrutiny. Third and finally, we must remember our akrayut, our responsibility. Solomon was not just solving a riddle for his own amusement. He was the king, responsible for the well-being of his nation. His wisdom was his tool for stewardship. Likewise, our wealth is not a scorecard in a game. It is a tool. It is the means by which we secure our family's future, contribute to our community, and help repair the world, what we call tikkun olam. When you view your resources through the lens of achrayut, of profound responsibility, you become far less likely to gamble them away on a whim. Chasing hype is an abdication of this responsibility. It is treating a sacred duty like a trip to the casino. Patient, disciplined investing is an expression of achrayut. It is the sober, serious work of a steward. So, my friend, the noise will not go away. The sellers of hype will always be with us, presenting their beautiful artificial flowers. They will get louder and more convincing with every new technology. But you do not have to listen. You do not have to play their game. Sit on your throne of Gevurah. Have the strength and discipline to pause. Release your your diligent, unemotional process of discovery. And remember your achrayut, the profound responsibility that rests upon your shoulders. Let others chase the fleeting thrill of the hype. Let them gamble on illusions. You, instead, can be like Solomon. Tune out the noise of the court, open the window to reality, and wait for the simple, undeniable truth to reveal itself. That is how you distinguish the wax from the nectar. That is how you build wealth that is real, that is lasting, and that truly matters. Be well and be wise.